Long-term viewers will know I had a Husaberg FE570 when I started this cross-training a few years ago, and that Aaron brings his 570 along whenever his KTM 300 is playing up. Since I've been on the Beta RR480, many of you suggested it would be fun to pit the big bore thumpers against each other, and it finally happened. Of course, these big four-strokes aren't great in harder terrain. They weigh around 10 kilograms more than the two-strokes, and that instant power can get you into trouble quickly. But I have to admit there is something very addictive about having so much lowdown torque on tap, and you think you are riding faster when there's every chance those extra cc's are slowing you down. It might not look that fast, but this sort of speed is way outside of my comfort zone nowadays, and I can barely keep up with Aaron on these faster tracks. Time to swap bikes and see what Aaron thinks of the Beta RR480.
Whoa! Down on the 570. Damn, I used to have one of these, and oh yeah, I remember that. It feels very similar to the 480, but just a little bit more power again. She's got a little bit more response because of that extra capacity, and Aaron's on the 480 up ahead.
I forgot how easy it is to break traction with the 570, so I need to dial back on the throttle. It is fun, but realistically, it's simply too much engine for most dirt riding applications. But if you're doing some road work and light adventure riding, the big capacity lets either of these bikes lope along at highway speeds effortlessly. I asked Aaron later about his impressions of the Big Beta. He loved it and was impressed with its smoothness overall, in terms of suspension but also the power delivery. And this seems to be a consistent comment from anyone riding the Betas, either the two-strokes or the four-strokes, that very flat power curve. And the big Husaberg, it was a thrill to get back on the old girl. I would love to have kept my old 570 permanently, but just couldn't afford to keep it, unfortunately. I always loved how it would lift the front end so easily in top gear at highway speeds. While it makes sense to ride smaller capacity bikes, it's a shame to see these big bore dirt bikes are fading away.